Hey guys, welcome back to the Music Hole. My name is Cole, and today we're going to talk about one of the most unique artists I've ever heard in my entire life, Bjork. And this is her debut album, which is called Debut, from 1993. And there's just so many things about Bjork and her music that were just way ahead of its time. You know, it's basically experimental slash avant-garde pop music, and Bjork's voice in particular sounds like nothing else in the pop world. It just really stands out. So this is one of my favorite albums of all time, absolutely. So I hope that you guys find it interesting. I'm going to share a few clips with you guys as per usual and talk about them. So let's dive right in with track number 1, which is called Human Behavior. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Bjork songs. I mean, already you can hear just how different she sounds as a pop artist. It's just unbelievable. And I like what she's getting at here as well lyrically. You know, she's wondering about humanity and really about the diversity of humanity. You know, she's looking around at her friends and lovers and she's like, I don't understand why the heck you do certain things or like certain things or dislike certain things or anything like that. None of you make any sense to me, you know. I'm sure that Bjork does certain things and doesn't do certain things. And when she sees other people doing the opposite of that, she's like, what the heck is going on here? So like she's kind of talking about diversity of the human species, and she's going deep a little bit philosophically, just wondering like, geez, how different can someone else really be if we're the same species, if we're the same DNA basically? Like, it's so confusing. And I agree with her. You know, I like how she puts it, there's no map to human behavior, which is so true. But anyway, I like this song on all levels, lyrically, sonically, the whole bit. But that's all I want to say about it. So let's move on to track number 2, which is called Crying. Yeah, I love what she's trying to get at with this song. She's kind of going deep a little bit, right? She's acknowledging the fact that, you know, on this song, she's in love with somebody who doesn't want to see her for whatever reason. So she's crying over this guy, but she's also acknowledging that there's literally thousands of people around her all the time. And, you know, if you really think about it, she could possibly be friends or lovers with any of these people if only she gave them a shot, right? If only she started talking to them. I mean, in everyone's life, we come across thousands and thousands of people that we never actually talk to. And for all we know, they could be future friends, future best friends, future lovers. You never know. Anxiety and a lack of courage and things like that prevent us from doing that. So it's just a really strange fact of life that we're always surrounded by people, and yet we feel so alone all the time, or a lot of the time, So it's just like, again, she's just kind of wondering about the absurdity of life, which I appreciate. But anyway, that's Crying. It's another favorite of mine. So let's talk about track number 3 next, which is called Venus as a Boy. Yeah, my goodness, this song is such ear candy. It's definitely one of my favorites. And, Bjork in general is known for her sexuality on her lyrics. And this is the first song, obviously, in her career that addresses it, right? It's a very, very sexual song. And I like what she's talking about lyrically in the sense of, like, she likes that this guy she's with is not just some manly man who's all about cars and beers and football, right? He likes to be close. He likes to be intimate. He likes to be a little bit effeminate. And this is something in general that a lot of men kind of don't like to do. They don't like to be vulnerable. They don't like to be too romantic because they don't want to be seen as weak. But at least from Bjork's perspective, she's like, finally, here's a guy who's arousing me instead of me arousing him, right? So I dig this song a lot on multiple levels. It's a very sexual song. It's very fun as well. But anyway, so that's Venus as a Boy. So let's talk about track number 4 next, which is called There's More to Life Than This.
Come on, girl. Let's sneak out of this party. It's getting boring. There's more to life than this. It's still early morning. We could go down to the harbor and jump between the boats and see the sun come out.
So this song speaks to me lyrically on such a deep level. Sonically, it's not necessarily a favorite of mine. It's not bad, but I like the lyrics because I totally agree with her. There's more to life than just going to parties or going to clubs and bars and hanging out and getting drunk. The same old type stuff. So on this song in particular, the guy she's with is suggesting something just completely out of left field, like going down to the harbor and jumping between the boats. Something that basically nobody would have thought of doing except for this guy who's trying to think outside the box and live life, so to speak, right? So I like what she's talking about on this song in the sense of, like, in my own life, I kind of just play it safe. I play it by the book. I don't really do anything too crazy or out of the ordinary. Not that I have to, but, I do wonder about that. Like, how boring is my life is a thought I've had on occasion. So I like the song quite a bit. It makes me think of stuff like that. But anyway, so we're gonna skip track 5. It's a good song, but not much I want to say about it. So let's talk about track number 6, which is called Big Time Sensuality.
We
Yeah, I like this song sonically quite a bit, but I'll admit that lyrically it's a bit confusing to me. It sounds like she's talking about working with somebody musically and how at the moment, you know, her career is not successful. It's kind of up in the air. She doesn't know if people like her music a lot or if they don't like her music. So she has to just do it anyway. She has to go and play gigs and sing anyway, even though she has no idea if people will actually like her music, right? So when she says it takes courage to enjoy it, the hardcore and the gentle, what that means to me basically, as I said, is that, you know, as an artist, you kind of just have to do your best and hope people like it. And even if they don't like it, you have to be okay with that. You have to just enjoy doing your art and hopefully people like it. That's all. That's the best you can hope for. So I don't know if that's what this song is actually about, but it makes me think of that. So I appreciate that, you know, the courage to be an artist even though you have no idea if anyone likes your art. So anyway, that's track number 6. That's all I want to say about it. So let's move on to track 7, which is called One Day.
One day it will happen. One day it will all come true. One day when you're ready. One day when you're up to it. The atmosphere will get lighter, and two suns ready to shine just for you. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Yeah, this song is a companion piece to Big Time Sensuality because it's about her career, I would imagine. You know, she's thinking, one day it'll happen. One day I'll be successful and people will notice my artwork and they'll care about all the new songs I make and stuff like that. But right now, her life is totally uncertain. You know, she's doing her best. She's playing gigs. She's making somewhat of a living off of it, but not much. So she has no idea if this is going to be the rest of her life or if she might have to like quit this and get a real job, right? But she's trying to remain positive. She's trying to think positively, you know, if I do my best, then one day success will come, hopefully. Obviously it did, but you know, I can't blame her. This was her debut album. But anyway, so that's One Day. It's another really lovely song. So let's talk about track 8 next, which is called Aeroplane.
How come out of all the people in the world, only one can make me complete? One word on the phone makes me happy. One touch, but one touch directly makes me ecstatic. He's away. This ain't right. I'm alone. I'm taking an aeroplane across the world to follow my heart.
Yeah, again, she's going deep with the whole love thing and just wondering, you know, why is it that only one person in the entire world can make her feel as great as this guy does, right? But I'm gonna bring up something, Bjork, okay? I'm gonna go deep a little bit. So the reason why this guy makes you feel so good is because you've given him this chance. And what I mean by that is, as I've mentioned on Crying, there are thousands of people throughout the world that we run into, every year. And we choose not to really talk to most of them. We choose not to get too personal with basically all of them. Thousands of people that, for all we know, we could become best friends with, we could become lovers with, right? As I mentioned on Crying. So when she's talking about on this song the fact that there's only one guy that makes her feel as good as he does, it's because she's given this guy that chance, right? There's probably thousands of guys that could potentially make her feel just as good as this guy does, but she just never gave him a chance, or they never gave her a chance or whatever. So that's how I have to say about the philosophy of this song. I appreciate that it makes me think about these things. But anyway, so that's Aeroplane. So the last track I'm going to talk about is another favorite of mine, is track 9. It's called Come to Me. It's such a romantic song. I love it. And just, it's ear candy as well to me. It's romantic because they've gotten to a point in their relationship where they're so in love with each other that they don't even need to say I love you anymore. They just know it. They just feel it, right? Which is probably the greatest feeling in any relationship, where you just know instinctively that your partner really, really loves you. And you don't question it, you don't doubt it, right? So that's kind of what she's talking about in this song, is she's in this relationship that's so good and so strong that they don't need to say that kind of stuff. They just know that they love each other. And so it's a very beautiful, very touching song. I really like it. But that's the last track I want to talk about with you guys. So yeah, that's Debut. Again, it's just a really different kind of pop album. It's very avant-garde. It's very dancey and experimental. Her voice is just out of this world and very different, very unconventional. But yeah, I hope that you thought it was interesting. As always, feel free to let me know in the comments if you liked it or if you didn't like it or if you've got some interpretations. I'll check them out. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It really helped me out. But yeah, that's Bjork for you. That's Debut. Check it out and have a good one.